Hello, Floss Tube, and welcome to Jan Stiff Stitches. I am Jan Stiff, go figure. I am happy to be with you here today. I've got a couple finishes, I've got WIPS, I've got new starts to discuss, I've got sampler September to talk about, I've got some haul. We did a little bit of a stitchy retreat at my house not too long ago. So lots of good stuff going on. And I can't figure out the glare in my glasses. I've tried closing my shades and I don't know. Maybe I should get like those blue light ones or something. I might look into it. But anyway, let's get started. Finishes. So I have finished Yellow Submarine. I will show that one to you. And this is one I stitched for my husband Ron. I had bought all the patterns and then I let him pick which one to start with. And this is the one I started with. I just love it. I think it is so cute. So one of the things that happened, so the pattern is a little bit older. And with that being the case, the floss that they had selected wasn't really the same colors anymore. So I kind of just played with different colors that I had. I, ordered some other colors. I just had to change them because I wanted it to look like the picture. And this is what the picture looked like. But while stitching, this top part was supposed to be done like in this color here. And I started it and it was, but then I realized I wasn't going to have enough. So I ordered another skein and I had gotten this from Tom and Lily Creations. And when the skein came in, it was a different shade of eucalyptus. That's what it was called. So then we had the stitchy retreat. We went to Country Cupboards in Murfreesboro, which is the local L&S to us here. And I forgot to take this with. So I just picked up like, I don't know, 3 or 4 different skeins that looked like it would go. And none of them did. And I was like, shoot. So my friend Val, who was here for the stitchy retreat, she frogged everything up here. And I mean, I was over to here. I mean, that's all I had left. So it wasn't a ton. She frogged it all and then I went ahead and stitched it. But I love it and it is done. So I'm so excited about that. The next one, I'm just going to put this one to the side. The next one is Fiona Rutherford. I just love her. She's so cute. Look at how little. Isn't that adorable? I so love her. So this pattern is from the Wishing Thorn. I started it. When did I start? Oh, I restarted it September 1st, 2024. And then I finished it on 8/7. So I'm so happy with it. I just love it. I just love it. The next one is, I'm going to put that one there for now, is One Stitch at a Time. So this is one that I didn't even have on my radar at all. I went to a retreat in April and my friend Louise was there and she was stitching this pattern. Look at that. And I just fell in love with it. Now, she had made some changes. So like her house was this beautiful blue that she was doing. The flowers down here, I want to say she changed them more to like pinks. And she also put like her name and maybe the year because it was for her 60th birthday that she did this. So that was kind of cool. So yeah, not on my radar at all. Got the pattern, needed to start it right away. And I love it. And I made changes too, similar, like where I added in more pink and stuff. But it's beautiful. I can't wait to frame it. And so I really do love it. I stitched it on, 40 count Ancient Newcastle. Picture this plus. So yeah, so I'm excited about it. So now I got to get these things framed, which will be awesome. Oh, sorry. I left the screen for a minute. So those are my 3 finishes. And let me tell you how I think I am getting these finishes done, or how I know I'm getting them done. So each month I go through the WIPs that I have, and I pick out ones that are close to being done, or maybe even ones that I hadn't stitched on in a long while. But then that's it. So every week I have a dedicated stitch. If I finish that stitch early, I can stitch on one of the other dedicated, or I can do my Sal Stitch for Pride. And I'm telling you, just putting a week in on some of these, I end up finishing them. And like I finished Yellow Submarine and started on something else. And so was able to give it 10 days instead of 7. And it just makes all the difference in the world. You really can finish these WIPs if you just focus, even if it's just a week at a time. It really has made a big difference for my WIPs. However, of course, I'm starting stuff too, but we'll talk about that later. Okay, so my WIPs were some of those that I just showed you. I didn't do that one. Margaret Kendall, which was a birthday start for my friend Pam. So I started this on May 22nd, and look I am so close to being done, but I really needed to move on. I just have to do this and finish this. And I actually had it, and then I had to frog it because it was off 2 or 3 stitches. But it's going to be so pretty when it's done. The only thing I did on this is I did add this red color because it was everything else. The red wasn't there. The greens, the blues, the navy, the ecru. And I just felt like I need something else. I can't just have that. So I added in the red, and I'm glad I did. I think it's helped. So it really is a pretty stitch. I do need to, typically I will do my initials like in a different color in the alphabet. So I did the S, but now I have to go pair and frog the J and put that in as the gold yellow color. But yeah. So this was a good one. It was fun to stitch. Okay, the thing with that one, Pam had she bought the fabric, and then she bought the called for silks. And I mean, you see it's kind of small. And so as we were going to stitch it, she's like, you guys don't start it yet. Let me see where I'm at with the silks, and I will give you what's left. So that's what we did. So she gave us enough. So I had enough. Val had enough, and Becca had enough. So it was like 4 of us were able to stitch off most of the colors that she had bought. So, I mean, it's not a big stitch. What is it? 88 by 124. And it was on 36 count, and that's what I did it on. But yeah, the fact that we could all share those, and you know what, honestly, that happens all the time, where you have so much left over. And we just need to be more cognizant of that, I think. I'm definitely going to try. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. Just like a different way to organize my floss and different way to kit up my projects. Okay, so the other WIP, Stitch for Pride. So Stitch for Pride, here, I'll show it to you. Oh my goodness, I'm going to stand back. So that's where it's at right now. This month, I don't want to talk behind the board, was this purple ceramic picture. So D20 Stitches, she actually designs and charts these I don't know, motifs. I don't know, they're kind of big to be that, but she designs and charts them for each month. And so this month it was Saint Anastasia, the patrician. She became a lady in waiting in the court of Byzantine. Empress Theodora in 6th century Constantinople. Anastasia later founded a monastery before living in solitude, dressing as a male monk for 28 years. And the reason why she left, I believe, so she escaped. It does say there's conflicting information. She was either a virgin, the wife of a noble, or the widow of a noble, or possibly even one of the monastics driven out of Constantinople. At one point, Anastasia caught the eye of the Emperor Justinian, either before he married Theodora or while he was still married to her. So then she felt the need to escape, and she escaped to Egypt, and she founded a monastery there. She had somebody that helped her. So Abba Daniel, he found a cave for her in the desert, and she would visit him weekly and at night and in secret. A disciple brought her bread and water weekly in exchange for a blessing. She was disguised as a male monk, as this type of religious exercise was not permitted for women. She was renamed Anastasius, and it was given out that she was a eunuch. Oh, because that Emperor Justinian was still searching for her. She remained in the desert for 28 years. Until she felt death approaching, and she summoned Abba Daniel by leaving a message on a potsherd outside her cave. So that's the story behind the broken pitcher. But again, Dee does an amazing job with all of this. He will send out an email, and in it will have learning information. It will have podcasts to watch. It'll have excerpts like I just read from. Then she has the description of what she's doing that month. And what else does she do? I keep saying she, and I shouldn't be he. I think that's it. So, and I'm caught up. So we've got 4 more months to go. So I can't wait to see what's next. What else? Okay, so those were my WIPS plans. So the last week in August, which is just ending right now, today's August 31st, I will have you guys know I filmed this floss tube on August 24th. And as I was filming it, I had to pause for a minute, and then when I came back, I don't know what I did, but I didn't do it right. So that was bad. So then I had to restart it, and I restarted it, and it wasn't recording really. So then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to drink, but I didn't. Instead, I was like, okay, I'm trying it one more time. And then for like 45 minutes, I was talking, telling my stories, doing whatever, drinking my tea. And all of a sudden it stopped, and it said my laptop was too full and wouldn't be able to save. And I'm just like, okay, well, it's obviously meant for me not to do this because I was so annoyed. But okay, so plans. So the last week in August, America Welcome. And I didn't take it out. So this is it. But I didn't take it out of the hoop because I've got it in there so good. You know, and it's so good in the hoop and then so good on the stand that I really just didn't want to take it apart. But so that today is my last day working on that. And how is it? I don't have the pattern right here. Oh, I put it over there. I think we're okay. You guys know what it is. It's this beautiful with the flowers and stuff. And then down below here is like all the water with some sailboats. And then I think it says, the land that I love. I think that might be the wording that's on it, the land that I love. The next one, okay, there is no next one because now we're in September. So for September sampler, I am going to work on and hopefully finish Delia Conger. Isn't she sweet? She's another, well, okay, so I'm doing this on 32 count vellum, and I am doing it 1/1 like I did Fiona. So, and this pattern is from Antique Needleworkers Shelley. She did an amazing job designing it. It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And look at how tiny this is. So it's going to be, it'll be fun, and I'm hoping I can finish it. It's a little iffy because at first I'm like, oh, there's not a ton left to do. But there is. Yeah, I think there is still. But we'll see. I mean, I'll work on it. You know, I'll have a week devoted to her, and we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, she's on the other side of Fiona. And Fiona is bigger than her. So, I mean, look at this. Like, look at how little she is. It's so cool. I just can't stand it. And for her, 32 count vellum with, Roxy Flasco in a jam is the color that I'm using. So I just love that too. So the next one that I'm going to work on is Carter House Sampler. And this is one that I started in 2023. I started it July 14th. It actually, I started it, we were taking a trip to Ireland. And so I started it then. And this is where I am. So, I mean, it just goes down to here. I'm finishing up like that big, the middle row of the, here. I'm finishing up that, I think. Ooh, and I'm starting the next row of the ABCs. So yeah, again, you know, if I dedicate a full week, I totally think I can get this one done too. Because there's not that much. So I'm on, you know, so I've got a ton of letters because I'm on this ABC row. And then I'll have this small alphabet and then her name and some floral, and I'll finish the border. So yeah, so I'm excited to do this too and get it done. That will be fun. All right. And then the other plan is Margaret Kendall. I need to devote probably a day to her to finish that. So that won't be too bad. Then I have, and let me show you my calendar too. So I really keep track of it all. What I'm starting, what I'm not. I've got notes, like if something bad happened. Like, so I had, one of my dedicated stitch was going to be the Sunflower Farm. But when I pulled it out and looked at it, I was like, oh my goodness, I think I missed half a house. So again, when we had that little stitching retreat, and the retreat was my friend Pam, Val, Becca, and Denise. Val looked at it and she's like, no, you added too much roof. So I just had to get rid of, you know, some of the roof and then start it back up. But I put it to the side. I did frog it. I've got it all set up. I'll probably add it in maybe in October. But, okay, what? Oh, so potential new starts. Oh, I've been going back and forth, different stuff. But I've come up with, so I want to do, this is the day. Okay. I have someone special that I want to stitch this for. And it's going to be like my Sabbath day stitch, which I've not done. I was watching Java Girl Stitches, and someone had sent her Sunday stitches, 52 devotions for cross stitchers. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that'll be perfect. I actually bought 2 of these books. So one is for myself. The other one I bought for Callie, Floss Boss and Cousins. You know that she, if you watch them, you know that she has had a stroke. And so I thought, oh, maybe she'll enjoy this. So I sent her the book too. So hopefully she'll be able to follow along and find something perfect to stitch, because I feel like I found something perfect in this. I'm so excited about it. And just on Sundays, and we'll see how long it takes. So that kind of sways off of my dedicated week, but it'll just be one day. The next sampler, this is going to be a new start. Cozy Lane sampler. I just love it. I mean, there's a lot to it, but honestly, it's 154 by 119. And it's on 32 count vintage country mocha. I'm not sure what my fabric is. I'll have it all kitted up and get it started, and then I can let you all know. But I love it. So I think that'll really be fun. Such pretty colors. The next one that I am going to stitch is a red sampler. So I'm going to start. And the one that I'm going to do is Hedwig Kindler. So this pattern book, The Red Letter Day by Teresa Vanette. So look at it. It's so good. So this is, so she goes by Kitten Stitcher. So out of that book, this is the one that I picked. So I can't wait to get started on it. I think the alphabet is so pretty. Like, it's got so many little swirly things, and I don't think it's that big. Hold on, let me look. 172 by 171. And that's on a 40 count antique white. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I have to figure it all out, like what week I'm starting it. The other thing that I am starting, well, it's a good thing that I finished stuff, isn't it? My friend Val, this is going to be her birthday start. I stitch, and that's what I do. This is a free pattern from Teresa Kogut. You can go on her website and you can look. She's got a lot of different free ones. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to starting this. And I'm going to start it tomorrow on the 1st. I maybe should start something else on the 1st. The other thing that I'm going to be starting, oh my goodness, I can't even believe I'm saying all this, is I mentioned to you about the Java Girl Stitches. Well, her and her friend Anna, they do like a Halloween stitch. They're just crazy about Halloween. So they're doing wait, let me see. I know I wrote it down. It's like which will you stitch? So this is from the Just Cross Stitching magazine. And I am going to stitch this Dream Weaver Witch. Isn't she? Oh, I love her. She's beautiful. I do believe that I'm going to change her hand and her face to be green, kind of like a little wickedy thing. But this is what I'm going to stitch it on. So I'm going to use this purple, which I think is beautiful. This color is Nighty Night. So it's got some really dark and some dark blue in it. And then this is the green I was going to use. And that's General Arts Avocado. So yeah, so I think that'll really be fun too. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I've got all this stuff I'm going to be starting. It's crazy. But I think that's it. that is all I'm doing stitch-wise, starting and WIPS. No, there is one more. So since I finished Yellow Submarine, I told my husband he could pick the next. You know, I showed him the patterns. So he picked the Long and Winding Road. And I just love it. So this is what I did. Again, I'm doing a little bit of a floss conversion just because some of the stuff they won't have. So I am using DMC. And look at these floss drops. I was going to talk about this later, about organizing. I'm going to take one off of here just so you can see it. The Museum Stitcher. I was watching her floss tube and she talked about storing her DMC. And she likes to bobbinate it, which you totally can do with these. You know, and they'll still fit in the little boxes. You know, and they've got just like this. But then when you're going to use them, they can then be unwound. And now you can use them as a floss drop. So you can still, you know, pull that one thread at a time. I just love the idea. So these little things, hold on. Adam Hart is the name of the Etsy shop. And I'll link that. I'll list it. I don't know if I know how to link, but I'll put it down there in the show notes. And you can get different colors. Yeah, you can get sparkly ones. You can get, but so I just got these frosted acrylic. And then there's another Etsy shop that has all these. These are the DMC numbers. And each little tab, oh, it's going to be shiny no matter what. Each little one is like the color of what the floss is. So that's what I'm going to be doing with mine. I'm going to get it all organized. They're going to be on these drops. It'll be perfect. So like I said, I went through the colors on Long and Winding Road. And I pulled up on 1, 2, 3 Stitch like what the color was supposed to be or what it is now. And when it was just too different, then I'm like, okay, I just would look at the chart. And I decided to use mostly DMC, which has been great because I have all that. Oh, I guess I'll put that there. But look at the color fabric. And this is a 32 count. I have no idea. It's just peachy. And there's only one color that really is kind of close to it and you think might get lost. But I did do a test stitch and it was okay. You could still see it. So I don't know when I'm going to start this, but it is now kitted up for me to start soon. Even if I just put a few stitches in it, that's kind of what I did with Yellow Submarine. And then I eventually worked it into my focused projects. So I will try to do the same with this. But I was excited about that. Okay, that's it for WIPS and kits and new starts and all that. I've got haul. I've got Stitchy Kindness. Okay. I'm like, wait, where's my stuff? I told you about doing the retreat here, which was so fun. It was a great group of ladies. We started Friday. Val actually came in on Thursday. She flew in, and then so we were together Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday is when it was kind of ending. And Denise and Becca went home on Sunday. And then Pam and Val went home on Monday. But those girls, box of floss. These are 16 colors. They were introduced in 2013. I totally have to find something I want to stitch these with. They are such bright colors. They're so pretty. So that was Stitchy Kindness, which I just was very grateful for. My friend Pam, she made each of us a project roll. It's beautiful. You know, and you just use this for your projects. For the ones that are completed, you lay flat and you roll them back up. She just does an amazing job. I mean, look at this, and it's all quilted. And then mine has a little bee on it. She's just so good. I think she's going to be selling project bags soon. She recently retired, so she's got a little bit more time on her hands. So she was talking about maybe doing that. So if she does, I will let you guys know for sure. She at StitchCon, she made us all project bags, like a smaller one, which I think I have kitted up for the iStitch for Val's birthday. But so yeah, so that was great. For haul, all right, so we went to Hobby Lobby, and look at these charms. Again, glitter. You can kind of see them, and it's double-sided, so there's 2 of each one. And these were like, okay, so this pack was $2.99, and now they've increased to $3.29. But they're cute. You can use them for tons of different things. The other thing is I got these wood needle holders. I like to use several needles in a project. You know, I'd like to have a few different colors all needled up. So yeah, that is definitely why I have that. This is a pattern that Pam had stitched and she gave to me so that I can stitch it. I love it. Let me see what else. I bought a few new patterns. So, Country Cottage Needleworks, Bless Our Home. I just love that. And it is 111 by 84. 28 count. I probably would stitch it on like a 32 or 36, I think. But I love it. I think it is so pretty. And then the next one that I had gotten is Land That I Love. Now I probably need to stop. At first I'm like, well, I don't think I have that many patriotic stitches. But yeah, I do. But this one is really pretty too. And again, 112 by 112. So I was kind of like the Bless Our Home. Maybe I could use it for my blessing sampler next year. I don't know, but I love it. Look at this one, Dandelion Wishes. It is just precious. I love it. And it's small, 96 by 111. I love it. Red, White, and Blue. I really do like this one too. And this is Red, White, and Blue. See, this is small, 65 by 65. That's more of what I should be doing for a blessing sampler if I really want to get it done. I might have some other stuff in my stash. I did get some material. Of course, I say this and I'm like, what kind of material is this? This is 32 count pomegranate, fabric by Stephanie. So I do like that. I need to go through and figure out what I'm going to stitch on what. Because this is a nice color, nice piece. This is another good one. This is Forbidden Fiber color, I'm going to say. Yeah, Forbidden Fiber. Vintage Doily. All right, let's see if we can. I don't think you're going to be able to. It almost has like a little bit of a pink color to it. It is really pretty. Really pretty. So I need to figure out what I want to do with that. And it is Lugana 25 count. All right. I'll just set it aside. I also bought this. Um, this, I think, this might be what I bought for my red sampler. I don't know. I'll have to see. This is 40 count flagstone. So again, it's like a brown. I mean, does it really have any modeling? Maybe. Maybe not. But it is a pretty, it's a light color. Almost like a gray, maybe like a taupe. That's probably the better. Okay, and then here from the Midsummer Stitch, this was the Bee Stitch Me. Look at how pretty that is. This is amazing. See, and I think you could do like a Halloween thing on this too. Like if I have my black witch, she's not really black, but that Nighty Night, I wonder if there's another pattern that I could find that would be monochromatic for that. Okay, and so I told you about picking up threads to try to match the eucalyptus. Well, they're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But it didn't work. But I love them. So I'll find something else to do with them. I did get this book, Home for the Holidays. Callie from Floss Boss and Cousins, she had stitched the cardinal pattern in here. I love that. I absolutely love it. It is just so pretty. I wonder if they have, I mean, you all have seen it, I am sure. Look at how pretty that is. I just love it. I have no idea what it says on the bottom. Oh, 'tis the season. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Awesome. Okay. The other thing, Midsummer Stitch wise, was this was an exclusive from JetX. JetX Stitches. I'm sorry I had it upside down. It makes me laugh. Isn't that pretty? Look at those colors. It is just beautiful. So I did get it all kitted. So here's the fabric. That's going to go on. And these will be the colors. So they are so pretty. So it's kitted, but I don't know for sure when I'm going to start it. I've got to, I don't know. I need to get myself a little bit more organized in that area. And once I do, whoo, watch out. All right. The other thing, do you remember when I was talking to you about Pam's sampler that we were doing? And she had the silks and stuff to share. Let me just show you. Like, this was, let me just figure out what this was. Okay, this was one stitch at a time. And look at all the stuff I have left. And seriously, the majority of this Color and Cotton Weeks Dye Works. And look at all of it. And it's like really, so I mean, honestly, if you stitch from stash, or if you check your stash, or don't put the threads in until you're actually going to stitch it. So that is what the museum stitcher does. Same with like having a focus thing. So she will have her focus, I think, for a month. Like it'll be 5 WIPs for the month. And only then does she pull thread and puts them in those projects. And when she's done working on those projects, those threads go back in her stash. They don't stay with the kit. This is the stuff left from Yellow Submarine. Isn't that crazy? There's so much here. I mean, it's just, and this is General Arts and Weeks Dye Works. Yeah. So again, now I'm going to put all this back in my stash and get organized the way I was talking about, because it's crazy. All right, I'm going to tuck this stuff in there. So, upcoming stuff. I'm going to Stitch, Florida. That is in September. I think September 17th is when we're going to be leaving. Pam and I are going to be driving up. So that'll be good. There is also the Harvest Moon Hangout, Lindy Stitches. And so that's the same time that we're going and doing our Florida thing. But I'm still going to sign up. I think it's $15. Signing up gives you access to like all the videos and stuff that they've taped, any of the exclusives that are for sale, any freebies. You'd be able to download those as well. So I do think it's a good thing to sign up. The Floss Tubers that I've been watching, I told you about the Museum Stitcher. I loved that DMC organization. It just makes you think about, is it a better way? And I think for me it is. I like the idea of floss drops, but I also like to bobbinate. So I think doing that's going to be good. So Adam Hart is the floss drop bobbins. Like I said, I'll link that below. Flossabilities is another YouTube that I've been watching. They had the Cabin in the Woods pattern, which is just beautiful. They also have a trick or treat one. They put out a few others for market that are beautiful. There's one they have birds, and the birds are just beautiful colors. They are definitely worth watching and seeing the new stuff they have to offer. And they're fun. I want to say it's like a brother and sister, but maybe they're cousins. But it is fun to watch. And then even her mom will come on sometimes and stitch with her. Cross Stitch the Globe. So Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe, she does a lot of different floss tubes types. And the one that I really enjoyed recently was Your Hot Takes. So, you can say to her, stitching on linen is so much better than stitching on Aida, or looks so much better, or whatever. And then she's going to give you her opinion. And she puts it out there. She just says it like it is. And it was funny. Some of the things that she kind of got involved in and had to discuss, she was a little bit uncomfortable with it. But she would say that too, oh my gosh, you guys are really making this hard and all that. So that was good. Niecy Lynn, oh my gosh, you guys, she is so funny. And it wasn't this live stream, one of her videos, she was talking about, she works with little kids and stuff. So she'll talk about him and she's like, he was trying so hard to do it. He was trying as hard as the third monkey trying to get on the ark. Well, I nearly passed out. I was like, oh my gosh, that was so hysterical. It was so funny. So she says that kind of stuff all the time. I just love watching her. She'll have her grandson on catch, and he's as sweet as can be too. The Sunshine Stitchers. I love so much of what Sheila is stitching. There's one thing in particular. She's got a Stitcher's Choice sampler from 2005. And that is, she's working on that. So that is something she needs to get done. But it's so funny to have EJ and Sheila, and then Deb joins them 1 week a month. And Deb was talking about, I think it was Deb was talking about one of her things, unless it was one of them, was saying, oh, I can't believe I made this mistake. It's going to be a hassle and all this. And EJ's like, what? No, that's not a mistake. You're choosing your own adventure. That's fine. That's how that pattern works. And she was so serious about it. So that was really fun. Java Girl Stitches. I talked to you about her as well. So she was the cross stitch devotional, and then that which will you stitch Sal, and that starts September 1st. I'm gonna start mine. Okay, people. I think that's good. I think I've gone through all my notes and said what I needed to say and do what I needed to do. Again, here's my planner. This planner is from My Crazy Life Lori. She has an Etsy shop, and right now on her Etsy shop as a pre-order is a 2-year planner. I did ask her if she was going to have a 1-year planner still, and she said yes. And they were at the printers, and she was hoping to have it listed sometime soon. I think she said like maybe the end of August or the beginning of September. So yeah, look for that. And they are really handy. I know I've talked to you about it before. They've got tons of different stitchy things. They've got a WIPCO board. She's got a place for WIPS. She's got a place for retreats. There's a place for subscriptions and clubs. So yeah, you could really get yourself organized with one of these. Yes, yes, yes. And there are free patterns in here as well. So I think that's it, my sweet friends. Hey, let's keep Callie in our thoughts and prayers. And then also Priscilla from the cross-stitching housewives. Keep her in your prayers as well. So she's going through health struggles too right now. And if there's anybody else, anybody you want me to pray for, just let me know and I will. So you guys have an amazing day. Tomorrow is a holiday, so be safe, enjoy, and I will talk to you later. Bye.